It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see Quay Walker, who had a strong showing last week with an 8-tackle game. It's the Packers and the Lions, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, our holiday coverage kicks off with a good one here, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Well, Charles, it's our annual trip north for Thanksgiving. The Lions have been hosting this game going all the way back to 1934.
If you back it up even further, the NFL's played games on this day going all the way back to 1920.
The first of three here on this Thanksgiving Day, set for a good one. The Packers and the Lions underway in Detroit. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Well, the Lions offense getting ready to go to work here, and under center, a man whose career has been rejuvenated a bit as of late. And season number 8 now out of Cal, it's Jared Goff.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
I'm going to give him another shot.
All right. I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 24 carries, 121 yards.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving.
Off play action. Here's Goff. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Now Goff. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So here are the new look Packers set to go to work. And at the helm here in 2023, a lot of eyes on this man in his 4th NFL season, Jordan Love.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 20 carries, 120 yards even.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
But Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the 4th century of the NFL. I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the turkey bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember reading about, the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening, but how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Love, they go play action now. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Hey, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery.
We'll get this up to about the 44. The Lions at 500, sitting at 5-5. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
That's caught. Allen Robinson.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
2nd down and a yard.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. Touchdown, Detroit!
David Montgomery, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And we are tied at 7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive.
And it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now Love.
That one caught downfield by Watson.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Another big play as they get 28 out of that one.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? On play action. Love to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Romeo Doubs, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
You look at this Packers defense. They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And this is where we talk game inside the game. Top 5 passing offense versus top 5 passing defense. I wouldn't be surprised defensively if they change up coverages a bit more than usual to try and combat what they expect to see.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 56 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from drawing level. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track sneakers? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And we are tied at 14. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Love looking to throw it, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Love with it here, 3rd and short yardage. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Now a first down throw. Gone. And that's going to be incomplete. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Micah Parsons make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
So a great play there for this highly regarded linebacker making his first career sack.
And his versatility on display right there. Look, we've known him primarily as a tackler and a cover man, but he can go get the quarterback when the situation calls for it, as he just did right there.
Here's Love. A short throw to Musgrave. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well. You can move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day, but you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a 3rd game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the 3rd one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football. Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. Love. Slant route, he's got Downs. He's up to 70 yards now in this first half receiving as he's got a first down. Play action this time with Love. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. And his pass incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Love now on second down. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. This offense so far on third down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Romeo Doubs with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Packers have moved out in front. In the second quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
McManus now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Doubs touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Goff. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Goff. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw now. Here's Love. A short throw to Musgrave. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 3rd and 3. Love now. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Lions will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And Detroit getting set to go now. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Here's Goff. Well, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
37 yards on the punt with no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
1st down, going to the air with Love. A short throw to Musgrave. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line.
On the option, Love will hang on to it. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
On 1st and 10, Love. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Forced out to his left. And Love is going to slide down and pick up the 1st. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble. A chance to really cap off a big 1st half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Throwing. Love. Touchdown, Packers. Jaden Reed from 6 yards away. And the Packers go up by 2 touchdowns. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do, because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Now McManus for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Khalif Raymond now. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Another shot now for this Lions offense.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Off throw going into the hands of Williams.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get a second one.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Green Bay about set for another series. Here comes Romeo Doubs.
He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think is what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, third quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
The Love's throw finds its target, Doubs.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Now Love.
Open man is Musgrave, the tight end.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Musgrave's got it outright.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
2nd and 1 now from the 21.
Love looking to throw it.
Towards the middle and caught by Musgrave.
And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Green Bay.
They'll run with Wilson out of the shotgun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Operating from the gun. Love. And his throw is incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other...
And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On second down, here's Goff. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Throwing on third, Goff. And that will be incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point of the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over first and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They have picked up right where they left off in half number one, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Love. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Zadarius Smith in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
He's known for his legs and his fancy footwork, but he's not getting much of a chance to use it here. The defense continued to hold the upper hand by bringing him down on that play.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To pass, here's Jordan Love. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Here's a ball deep for Musgrave, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
This is taken at the 15. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, so out now come the Lions. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
It's now 2nd and 6.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beef eaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu. I'll tell you that much for free. So here are the Packers now to take over. They were victorious over the Chargers last week, and now they work with a lead again here as they come up 1st and 10. On play action. Love to throw. That's to the tight end, Musgrave. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. A give up the middle to Johnson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Glove. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. The Lions offense set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Montgomery on the counter. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 97 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st down, Goff. And he finds Montgomery complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. We're on to the fourth here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Dan Arnold, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. That's complete to Dobbs. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
8-yard pickup. First down, Green Bay.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. Muscling free near the 40. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
A Love throw caught by Dobbs. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. First down, Love to pass. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. This 2nd and 4. They'll motion out one of the tight ends. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Packers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the fourth quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Time for another look at this Lions offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10. Here's Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 43. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2nd and a couple.
Packers 35-yard line.
To the air again. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Here's Goff. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop.
Now, that's just simply good coaching and excellent technique on that play. You know why? Because everyone wants to rush the passer when they want to throw the football, but you're not always going to get there. So what are you taught to do? When the ball's finally thrown, get your hands up in the passing lanes, and they batted that one away.
No. Jacobs with a carry on first down as he'll get about 3 there before he's taken down. From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 47.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. Here's 3rd and 6. Throwing. Love. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
We get a look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as his offense readies for the next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Now Goff on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked up by Nate Hobbs. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. That stop made by Jack Campbell.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So here come the Lions now. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Goff now to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. 3rd and long. It's Goff as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And running with power here. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 61 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?